Now calculations. See, we already know that V1 N1 is equal to V2 N2. Therefore, consider this as sodium hydroxide's volume and normality, and this is sulfuric acid normality and volume. We know that 25 ml of sodium hydroxide into 0.1 normal of sodium hydroxide solution, that is the standard, and is equivalent to 0.1 normal of sulfuric acid, the volume that we have to find out. This volume we have no idea. This is the unreacted acid. Therefore, substituting these values, you will get the value of V, that is equal to 25 ml. Thereby, by means of this titration, this is called back titration. That means already here there is a reaction taken place with the ammonia and sulfuric acid. But we want to know how much is unreacted. For that is called back titration. And you will get the acid which is used for this unused acid is equal to the sodium hydroxide. From that titration we determine the acid reacted is 25 ml. Since the chemical reaction of this is a rule. Since in a chemical reaction, 1 gram equivalent of a substance is always reacts with 1 gram equivalent of another substance. Therefore, the number of gram equivalent of the alkali used must be equal to the number of gram equivalent of the acid used. We used here only sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. The number of gram equivalent of sodium hydroxide is equivalent to the number of gram equivalent of the acid. Therefore, we know about the sulfuric acid all the details. The sulfuric acid 25 ml is reacted with 0.1 normal of sodium hydroxide. That means per liter, gram equivalent per liter, which is equivalent to the gram equivalent of ammonia evolved. Therefore, that is comparison. As we studied here, V1 N1 is equal to V2 N2. We are applying the same principle. Here we used sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. But here we are using sulfuric acid and ammonia. That is the difference. Therefore, regarding ammonia, we don't know any values. But we can make use of this sulfuric acid equivalent. We can find out since it is equivalent to ammonia. That means whatever the value that you get calculated by this, that is 25 ml of sulfuric acid into 0.1 molar normal sulfuric acid per liter gives you the number of gram equivalent of ammonia. Therefore, we don't require ammonia, we require only nitrogen. Therefore, 25 into 0.1 into 14, that is atomic mass of nitrogen, per liter, that is divided by 1000. You will get a value like this. You calculate and find out the value. Once you get that value, that is nitrogen, mass of nitrogen. Once you get the mass of nitrogen, it is easy to find out the percentage of nitrogen, because we already know that 0.30 grams of the organic substance is used. In 0.30 grams of organic compound, this much value, that is 0.035, that is a value that you get when you calculate it, into 100 will give you the percentage of nitrogen. All these calculations, even though it is you can see it, you try to do all these calculations first and get the answer. Then you try to do the second question. You write the question in your notebook and then follow these instructions or the calculations and get the answer.